everyone, welcome to Sqorck Shorts. On this week's episode, I've got a really special treat for all you voxel sniping terraformers out there. This is my favorite brush, and it is a fantastic way to create really cool terrain that looks natural, and you can do a lot of different things with this. It is a very difficult brush to get a hang of. There's not a lot of documentation, and it can be a little bit dangerous to use just because of different things that you have to be aware of when you're using this. So the first thing you want to know about this brush is it can't be undone. You can't use /U to undo it. So you'll want to be very careful, and when you first learn how to use this brush, you want to go out into a world and into a spot that's going to be easy for you to just practice and learn how to use it. So let's go over the commands we're going to use while using this brush. The command to make the brush is /B pull. And once you do /B pull, you can see right away you have your brush size and your brush height and a pinch and bubble value. And that's just giving you feedback as to what settings you have. So let's go over these settings. You can see here, this is a pretty kind of basic size that I'll use frequently. And this is a brush size of 8. So /B8 will do this. And that is just the radius. So from the center point of where you click to the outer edge is 8 blocks. The next one is a voxel height, which is /VH, and then this is 5. VH5. And now my brush height is set to 5, so whenever I click now, I should have that exact shape there. Like that. Okay, that's basically what you want. Once you have a brush set up like this, you can change the parameters to whatever you want. Over here I have a smaller one, so you can see this is just a brush size of 5 and a voxel height of 3. So you can see how it just goes up 3 and the radius is 5. It's pretty easy to understand. It works very similar to a lot of brushes except for the height dynamic there. So now that you have a brush set up, you can kind of place down these blobs, and the way this brush works is it just stacks on top of each other. So right away we can start creating cool looking mountains, plateaus, ridges, cliffs, all sorts of different terrain immediately with just a few clicks, and it starts looking really cool really fast. So you can see how easy some of these things are to make. You just have to just make them different sizes and start clicking away. All of these I did in literally 5 minutes, just clicking really fast and going through, and just because I use this brush so much, I can do it pretty naturally at this point. So it's just practice, understanding what you're doing and being careful with where you're doing it. There's a bunch of finicky things you have to watch out for, like you don't want to be doing this with sand or gravel because it does some weird stuff. Also, you want to try to avoid using it on mixed materials. You'll want to do solid like stone or whatever material you want to use for setting up your terrain, and then color it in later by using an overlay brush or something similar. This big mountain, I use a mix of brush size of 22 and a voxel height of 5, and a brush size of 7 and a voxel height of 4. Just using a larger brush to make the overall shape of it, and then using a smaller one to go in and detail all of the different ridges and mounds. Now, the way the pinch and bubble works is something that's a little bit trickier to get a hang of, and a lot of people don't understand it. Basically, it's about control points. So if you do /B space pull and then space a number, point number, and it can be anywhere between 0.0 and 1.0, and then you do 2 of those numbers. So in this case, this example is just a pinch and bubble of 0. So it's /B space pull space 0.0 space 0.0. And it creates this arch shape. And this is from the side view. So this would be on the top, like going up. It creates a mound like this. And you can see with these little sliders, basically the number values control these sliders. So on the side here I have numbers, and they show right here this black wool is at 0.0, and if you were to set it to any of the other values in between 1 and 0, it would be somewhere along here. And you can do it the same way with the other one, just going along the slider. And both of them at 0 would put both points. It's just essentially a curve, and it's controlled with interpolation handles. Not too many people will probably know what that means, but basically it's just little control points, so you can move them around, and that will make a nice smooth curve doing it that way. And if you were to put in a value of 1 for the pinch and 1 for the bubble, in this case B space pool space 1.0 space 1.0, you can see how it would move that control point all the way down to the left here and to this point, and it would create a more spiky mound. And this is useful for creating a lot sharper ridges on top of mountains, so it's not so curved or smooth. You can kind of see immediately I used a 0 and 0 pinch and bubble on this one, just so I get a nice kind of curved top with a small brush. And then I used a much sharper point on this one just at the top to kind of finish it off and give it a more pointed look there. This is easily the most powerful VoxelSniper brush that you can use. If you take the time and learn how to use it properly, it will definitely help out all of your builds and make them that much better looking. Well, I hope you guys learned something. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys next time.